First off, big thanks to Guillermo. He's been a very generous guy. He sent in requests. This is one of them. I really do appreciate it. If anyone, if anyone wants to request anything, review, re-review, topic, commentary, news item, reaction, just pretty much anything, feel free. You can do either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. I really, truly appreciate it. The reason I'm doing this is because I have to sit here and think, is this it's a fun gimmick where you set up about 5-7 minutes of a build-up, and then they try to do a 77-minute one-take battle where one guy, a samurai, kills 400 people with a sword. 100 students and like 300 mercenaries. And that's most of the film. Just him, one take, killing people. And it's one of those things that, if it doesn't interest you, I don't blame you. But as an action aficionado, you go, yeah, sometimes you just want to see people get the shit kicked out of them. You want to see the over-the-top hero kill hundreds of people and sort of that basic primal when I was a kid. Oh, that'd be cool to see. I haven't seen that before. It's so simple. You know, maybe if you do it this way or do it that way, and the gimmick of being a 77-minute one take, and how was it done, and did they, like 1917 and other movies, they hide the cuts? Or you sit there and go, was this an idea that would always fail? Or is it because the idea could work, it's just a fun, basic, no holds barred way, but it's just the execution is piss poor? And I don't know. I'm going to show a film that is not done in one take, but it's pretty much a film where it's one guy fighting this team of people, about 5 or 6 people, and the entire film is that. Him protecting his wife while he's fighting these people all around his farmland, all around his home, inside, outside, and you just say the entire movie is one big fight scene. Again, not done in one take, which probably for the better considering compared to this. Broken Path, also known as Broken Fist, also known as Attack of the Yakuza, which is weird because this cover, that cover's a lie, this back cover's a lie. None of this is in the movie, but it's about a guy named Johnny Yon Bosch. That's the actor, the lead actor. He was part of this team. He wants to settle with his wife and kid. His kid goes off on a school trip. Him and his wife are they just moved into this home, and then his former team try to kill him and his wife, and he is kicking their ass. And yet it's unrealistic because you get punched 100 times, but they still keep going. But this is fun, it's entertaining, it's an action fan's delight, with great choreography, bone-crunching action, fists, kicks, and some pretty damn good gore, especially if you watch the more uncut version, which is on DVD. Do not get the Blu-ray. This is Attack of the Yakuza. That's an edited version. You want to get this one. This has more of the gore. I mean, fucking twists this woman, evil bitch's head like Jason Voorhees in a 180. At one point, he like saws a guy's arm off. That's more gore than in this movie, where a guy kills 400 people with a sword, and there's not a single decapitation, there's not a single amputation. Adol, what the fuck? Because this, you know what, I do think this idea could work. If you're just like, you know what, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but for those who are action fan delight, fuck it, one badass guy, like a John Wick type of guy, and he kills like 400 people with a sword. But whether it's the low budget or the filmmakers behind it, they failed. Right at the beginning they failed because the setup. This samurai kills a little boy and an old man. And that's what sets off the whole deal. Why should I give a shit about this lead character if he kills a little boy who's looking at a butterfly? The samurai comes down, slices the butterfly, kills the kid. We don't see it, of course, but you get the idea. Kills his old man. Right off the bat, you're thinking this guy deserves to die. No matter what his rationale is. He still killed a little boy and an old man. So right off the bat, you're going, why the fuck should I care about this guy? That's big fuck up number one. Fuck up number two, again, you kill 400 people, not a single cutting off an arm, cutting off a leg, cutting off scalping someone, cutting a head off. Nothing. You have a movie, a 77-minute take where a guy kills 400 people with a sword, and there's less gore than a fucking CSI Miami episode. That's big fuck up number two. Fuck up number three. Because of this, I appreciate the lead guy, Tat Sakaguchi's stamina. Tat Sakaguchi, I believe he was in this film I remember called Versus. He's been in other stuff. And I appreciate his endurance of going through all this. And once in a while, there's decent choreography with a sword, considering how long it's going. But for the most part, it just becomes the same moves over and over again. And it's a boring background. There's some trees. It's not even great looking forest. It's just there's some trees. Could be someone's backyard. Then you go to a little village. And this is what he does. People surround him. Yes, there's the old, they go at him one at a time. Yes, I know that's stupid. But you know what? I enjoy that in Bruce Lee movies. I enjoy that in Bruce Lee rip-off movies. There's plenty of films I enjoy that have done that. To go with the old school, like escapism fun, I could go along with that. I can, suspension of disbelief, as one would call it. But he either bonks someone on the head or hits someone in the leg. Once in a blue moon, there's shitty CGI blood spray. Once in a blue moon. Mostly just sound effects. And each time he kills someone, they will fly back off camera. And then you look and there's no bodies on the ground. But at this point, he should be standing on a pile of bodies like that comic book cover Wolverine. If you look up Wolverine comic book covers, there's a cover with Wolverine standing on a big pile of bodies. That's what it should be. No, because what they're doing is, if he hits him on the head or something, they're like, they go off screen. So they go all the way back and fight again as a different person. Because they didn't have enough extras. They didn't have enough extras. Again, you will lose count how many times someone gets hit and then they fly off screen. Or someone gets hit and they always fly off screen. Or someone will get hit and then two people will pick the guy up and go. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. And there's no gore. There's no bloodshed. There's no, again, cut off hands, arms, heads, ears. Nothing. The only time you get that is a little bit at the end when it cuts. It goes 7 years later, because I guess this film wasn't completed, and with the help of Kickstarter or something was completed. Maybe that end fight where you had a little bit of stuff added in, where like some guys' fingers get cut off, some just like something in their throat, granted CGI. And sadly, that was the best part when you actually saw more exciting, intricate choreography. That's not in one take. It's like the one take sadly hurt them in this instance. What they should have done was this. Number one, don't have the fucking guy kill people that's a little kid and an old man. Whatever the hell his reason wants to be. Number two, you can make it appear like one take, but film it in like 5-10 minute sections where you get this group of people and I don't know, you get 50 people. And you're like, okay, this 10-minute section, and you have cut off arms, cut off heads, cut off this, cut off that, and there's bodies around, and then you find a cut. He goes past a tree, he's walked, or something to that effect. I don't know how. Or you did a bigger budget in order to afford and hone in on makeup effects, practical effects, get the timing down correctly. Hire people who have one arm, you hire people that have one leg, you hire people who have no head, well, I mean, but like, no, maybe you hire people that are shorter and there's a fake head, but you shoot him from behind and you try to hide it. So he goes over here, the camera pans behind this guy holding the sword, takes the head off. Oh shit, how was that done? Well, it's a shorter person, their head goes up to below the neck, and then you have like a fake head, you have hair, you have the camera behind them as a pan in. Let's see, like even the camera work. Like you want to see that done better, go watch a film called One Cut of the Dead, where there's a 30-minute one-shot take with some very good camera work. That's a film that's a really good movie, and that's an Asian film. Where it's about, you think it's a zombie apocalypse, but then you realize it's people making a film, and you're not quite sure what's real, what's not, and the second half becomes a pretty heartfelt love about making movies. One Cut of the Dead is how you do this right. How you do this well. And not plot-wise, but I'm just saying that did the one-take thing fairly well. And maybe if they try to do it all 77 minutes, maybe they bit off too much than they could chew. And just because the same moves, everyone has like the same clothes, bonk, slice, bonk, slice, they fly off camera, sometimes someone picks them up to go off camera, so they go to the back and keep doing it. And once in a while, there's a little bit of different choreography to shake things up. But it just becomes redundant. It becomes boring. Because it's not doing anything with the camera. It's not doing really interesting, cool movements of the camera. It's just sitting there, do the same moves. It's like, it really is like a shitty beat-em-up video game, where the video game has no blood, and everyone has the same clothes, and you're doing the same moves. Not even the power moves, and no, just pa-pa-pa, pa-pa-pa, pa-pa-pa. Imagine a beat-em-up game that the background was pretty much the same. Everyone pretty much looked like the same clothes, the same clothing, the same fighting style. There's one guy with a chain. Like, how about give people different weapons? This person has sais. This person has nunchucks. This person has shorter swords. Or like a big like Conan sword. Well, it's supposed to be samurai, so that's why they're not having different weapons. But that's why everyone has a sword, to be fair. But then maybe you shouldn't have it in the samurai age. Have it be in the modern age. Why does it have to be in the samurai age? Why can't it be the modern age? Why do you have to have him play the specific character when it's not about story, it's not about history, it's not about anything that important. It's really just trying to do a gimmick of a 77-minute one take of him killing 400 people. There's a lot of ways, I mean, you could have done this. You could have done it where you separate it into 10-minute parts, really give more intricate choreography. After 15 minutes of the same block your sword, conk on the head, block your sword, slice on there, you don't see anything, they fly back. When people start staying on the ground, then you realize that this portion of the fight's going to be ending. Probably so that then they can disappear, run back, Well, they come back like 10 minutes later. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. And no, they didn't do 1 minute take. But this is pretty much just a big fight scene for 80 minutes. And, it has a low rating on IMDb, but this gets a low rating as well. This gets a 5.2 on IMDb. This is, I think, it's a lot better than that. It's not exquisite storytelling. It's not fantastic acting. I'll agree with you on that. But for action, this delivers it. And even delivers on gore. This doesn't. I've seen people do YouTube videos with more explicit choreography. I think they try to do too much. It was a gimmick that they hoped would sell, but I don't know a single fucking person that has talked about this fucking film. Hey, at the end of the day, if the idea still interests you, like it would me, even no matter what someone would say, I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, number one, this is a paid request, so I would do it anyway. But second, a 77-minute one-take fight, I'll see how it looks for myself. And you're not going to be impressed. And that's sad. It just gets redundant, and it gets boring. Once I was like, okay, now he's fighting with two swords. It just, none. It's like watching a very boring beat 'em up video game. And I like beat 'em up video games. I'm an action junkie. This premise should be something I love and enjoy. Many action films, despite the fact they don't have the best acting and they have a cliche story, I will love or enjoy because, hey, I just want the action. The action is fun. The action is exciting. And, hey, I'm giving it more of an easy pass because it's giving me what I want as an action movie junkie. Even I'm like, this got very fucking boring very fucking quick. And that's what happens when the choreography just kind of repeats itself. Oh, here's a little bit something new. It's just the same thing. Oh, that guy fly back again. It got to be almost I was laughing each time that would happen because it happens so fucking often. If you play a drinking game where someone gets hit and flies back to come back later, from the back to you will die of alcohol poisoning. And the cinematography is not even like great looking cinematography. It looks low budget. And he doesn't even have much of an ending because then spoiler alert, it's in the rain, he kills someone, then a bunch of people surround him, it cuts, 7 years later, he's off doing something, people want to kill him, you finally get a bit more faster movement and a bit more excitement, because they don't have to do it all in one take. But here's the, you can't do it in one. John Wick and other films have shown you can do that exciting in one take. Either you need better filmmakers, you need a bigger budget, or you need someone who knows what they're doing more. And then, like I said, at the very end, he's ready to kill a guy. He pulls out his sword, then it ends. I'm like, I mean, you say a movie that has no story, this is definitely one. Again, unlikable lead that killed a little kid and an old man, so fuck him, I don't care if he lives or dies, so any tension or suspense is already gone. And the fighting, you're not even getting the visceral gore, like, kill 400 people with a sword. Wow, you would think at least there would be some blood. Let there be blood. No. I'm not kidding when an episode of CSI has more blood than this movie. I'm not over-exaggerating. So, yeah, I see why this gets a 4.5. Fucking ridiculous. This simple plot is something I would appreciate being, okay, cool. Yeah, it's simple, it's basic, but let it be fun. And it's not. It's fucking boring. Just like this review. But at least this review is only 20 minutes instead of, you know, 80 minutes. So we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.